G'day folks, this is Sim. Welcome back to Minecraft Done From Down Under. We are playing Departed and I've been tooling around the base, getting things prepared, getting a few things done. One of the things that I have done, we'll demonstrate right now, is make myself a crossbow. That little trip that we had in the last episode reminded me of how annoying those things are. They're hard enough to hit with a normal bow. A crossbow makes a big difference. They're anemas. They spawn. Ooh, don't you dare. Oh, there's a lot of them tonight. They spawn on a blood moon. If they were a little bit more accurate, that'd be a real problem. Did I just miss? Ooh. There we go. Oh, and it leveled up again, and now it's even faster. Now, what is my crossbow? I did quite a bit of research when it came to the crossbow, and I've come up with something that I'm pretty happy with. I'll lead the shot a little bit. There we go. Come on, shoot. Oh! I'm not sure whether he despawned or just moved out of view distance. So this is what we've come up with. And I have spent a little bit of time down at the Skelly Grinder leveling this up already. So if we bring it up, you'll see what we have is a cobalt crossbow. And let's have a look at the materials first. So the limb is cobalt. And the reason for that was the arrow speed, because arrow speeds make all the difference with crossbows when it comes to damage and travel path. The draw speed was actually quite slow, and I've been working hard to bring that down. And because we've got iguana tweaks in this particular pack, I do get to level the tools quite a bit. Hang on a sec, I'm still getting over a bit of a bug that's been going around. It knocked me out last week, and it's still lingering on, so sorry if I manage to cough or sniff or do other disgusting things during the video. I'll try and cut it all out. As I was saying, the string, unfortunately we don't have a lot of options, so it's just standard bowstring. The binding is made of thaumium. I had just enough ingots from random chests to be able to make a thaumic binding, and that gives it the extra modifier at the beginning, and reasonable durability bonuses as well. And the body is made out of manulin, and again, I'm looking there at durability and arrow speed, although I don't think the actual body affects the arrow speed, but I'm not 100% sure. So the overall draw speed on this was originally pretty horrid. However, we've leveled it up quite a few times. The durability, as you can see, is about 2,000. With the reinforced that it's picked up from the cobalt, it's 2,500. Plus we've got moss on it, so it's auto repair. It's managed to pick up some luck, which doesn't have a big effect on the crossbow because I'm not hitting things with it, I'm shooting. But that's okay. But what we have done is we have piled the redstone on. So what we're looking at now is a draw speed of 0.35 seconds and an arrow speed of 7.95, which means that it does a beastly 38.5 hearts worth of damage, and that's hearts, not life. So it is quite a monster. The other thing is the bolts, and I went with slimy bolts because they have a very low break chance and really high ammo count. And again, we've pushed the damage up a bit with some quartz. I've picked up a ton of necrotic, which is the lifesteal, and I don't know whether it actually works on the bolts. I'm going to have to test that out a little bit more in the future. But at the end of the day, we have got a beast mode crossbow, and it is a little sad because it does overshadow quite a few of the Advent of Ascension weapons. But when you're dealing with things like those blasted anemas, there's only so much that I can take. They drive me insane. So that's the crossbow, and that gives us a definite advantage against the mobs now. And as you can see, with the reload speed down, it does the trick, and it does it beautifully. Anything far away? Just beastly. And I love it. Now, what we're going to do is we've got a few things to get through. It's probably not going to be a very long episode, but we're probably going to cover quite a few bits and pieces. The next thing that I want to look at is some of the recipes that have been changed by Advent of Ascension, or not changed by Advent of Ascension, changed to use Advent of Ascension materials within the mod pack. One of the problems we've got in this pack is we don't have a lot of portable storage. We've got the Tinker's backpack, but that's about it at the moment. And if you're going on a mining trip, because we don't have a lot of automation, that fills up real fast. So what we're going to be looking at here is another option. In fact, I need about 8 more gold now that I come to think of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to make up an ender chest and an ender pouch. Now the thing is that it's not the standard recipe. So if we come over here, the ender chest is going to require limonite ingots, as well as the obsidian, and where's my wool? There it is. Wool. And over here we need to dip into our Advent of Ascension stuff, because I'm going to need some nether gems and some moon dust. Now I can't remember exactly which one's which, so we might have to look up the recipe to find out for sure. And there was one other thing that I needed. I'm just trying to remember the recipe without looking it up. Obsidian. What normally goes up the top up there? Well, gonna have to look it up. So ender chest. It's the chest. I need some wood. Let's go check my junk chest out here. No peeking while I open this door, alright? And while I'm at it, let's just have a quick look. The pouch is good. Okay, so we're cooking. Alright. Let's get back in here, close that down. I'm going to need a couple of extra crafting tables in here, unfortunately. Let's make up that chest real quick. Let's do that all again. So the moon dust and the wool and the obsidian and the limonite should give us an ender chest. There we go, black. And the next thing we want is we want an ender pouch. So again, it's similar to the regular recipe, just the limonite taking a spot, and we've got one of those. And what was the last bit? I've forgotten already. The wool, wasn't it? No, Okay, let's have a look. Ah, this uses the any of the gems that you get, and the first ones that you have access to are these ones from the nether. So there we go. Now we have a black ender pouch as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to, for the time being, I want to put it somewhere that's fairly easily accessible, so I think I'm going to whack it down. Need to think where I'm going to be doing most of my workshopping, which is probably going to be over this side here once I finish tidying up. So yeah, I think we'll put the beastie down here, because what we're going to do is, how high is that? That's probably, yeah, we'll do it this way. We're going to need to make ourselves up another chest. You go to all the trouble, you think you have all of your preparations in place, and then you realize no, you completely stuffed up and forgot some of the most important things. So let's grab a little bit more of this. And a little bit more of that. And let's just very quickly make ourselves up chest, iron chest, gold chest. Now we might upgrade this to diamond a little bit later, we'll see how we go, but the gold one will do for now. So we're going to whack the gold chest down right about there, and then we're going to whack our ender chest up here. And the reason for that is, what's up there? Oh, it's a hunter. Should go chasing him. Now the reason for that is that the ender chest itself doesn't have a lot of storage capacity, whereas the gold chest does. So the other thing that we're going to look at doing here is making up some translocators. It's one of the few options in the game that we can use to move things around. So the translocator recipe again has also been tweaked. Now it's gold, and oh yes, I suppose we will have to head down and have a look at what else I've been up to. Now I've done Betania before, so I've powered through some of the early stuff. Nobody out here that wants to kill me. And I've got a basic Betania setup running. So we've got some pure daisies to make our living rock and our living wood. We've got the petal apothecaries, and over here this is my mana source. And this has taken a little bit of time, but it hasn't been too hard. We've got 2 layers of floating hydrangeas. So they are the ones that take water source blocks. So you can see from this layout here that each one of these is surrounded by water, and with this sort of setup it automatically replenishes the source blocks as they're taken, and I kind of like the way it looks. And to top that off, because of the way the mana spreader works, I can throw another layer on top of this if I want to. But for now, it's doing a pretty decent job of filling up at a mana pool at a pretty quick rate. So, what was Witchiepoo? That was rude. So yes, as you can see, I do not have this area properly secured yet. And that poison's going to last forever, so I probably need to play it safe, otherwise I'm probably going to get pipped by something silly. So let's just have a snack. so that we can regenerate. We'll definitely be looking at some better options when it comes to armor and healing, but that will be coming down the track. Let's just open this up, make sure we don't have anybody else waiting out here for us. My biggest concern is because I haven't secured the area properly, I'm going to end up with a situation where I'm going to get a creeper spawn, and if it takes out that glass, then it's going to be a right mess. So look, it's raining as well. How about we shut down all of this and have a quick nap? And I'll take my diamond to bed with me to cuddle. Still got to move the rest of the main base materials upstairs, and I will get around to that, but I've been spending most of my time around here on cosmetic work and on the Betania setup, and doing some terraforming at the back there, which we'll be getting to shortly. So, no visitors. You guys are not welcome. So, back to where we were. We need a mana diamond. And that's going to be full again in no time. So if I've remembered the recipe correctly, mana diamond gives us 4 item translocators. And what we're going to do is we're going to whack one of them on here. Really? Guess what? I can shoot through that gap. What'd you leave me? Oh, there's another one. There was another one. Do you leave anything nice? Aw, mate, you dropped your balls. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, we've got one there, and I'm probably going to have to punch a hole in the floor so I can get underneath and pop the other one there. Now what we need is we need an empty hand, because what we're going to do is we're going to pop that one inwards, so now it's on receive. So we should now be able to open up our bag, and let's see how quickly we can do this. Oh, probably not quick enough. Stuff got in there, but we didn't get to see it. In fact, if you haven't seen translocators before, they are pretty awesome. I really love them. They're such a neat idea. And you could actually see the items flowing. It's rather cute. But that basically will allow me to dump stuff into the ender pouch, and it won't fill up until this chest is full. So that gives us a bit of a buffer, and then we will look at other options when it comes to sorting a little bit later on. I can get a little fancy with the item translocators if my memory serves me correctly, and we may have to do that, or we may resort to magic means for sorting things. We'll see how it all goes. For now though, just toss that in there. We'll pop those in there for later, and we will move on. The next thing that I need is an ancient teleporter blueprint, but we're not going to be using that straight away. Before we do that, we need to do one more thing for Betania. We need to make up something called a spark. Now, it's something that I haven't played with before, so should be interesting to see how this goes, because I'm not completely familiar with them. And I don't want to do it here actually, because I need a couple of bits and pieces that I've got downstairs. So let's head back outside. Oh, look at that shooting gallery. 1, 2, 3, missed. 4, 5, 6. Love it. Nope, in here. Now I'm gonna need a couple more of these. What have I got a ton of? The pinks. Let's just make up 4 of these right away. Here we go. So now, oh, hello trees. So, sparks from Betania. They're used to move mana around, and while we're at it, we're going to need the mana pool as well. So there we go, we've got 1, we've got 2 sparks. And I may need the wand. I've never played with these before, so it's quite possible that this could get embarrassing. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's put the axe away. So what we are going to do is we are going to take one of these sparks and we're going to pop it on top of this mana pool. And we can see now what we need to do is we need to change the status. So shift right click, no, not bind mode, it needed to be in function mode. I need to change that to sparing mana to items, which I believe will now allow that to output to that spark. If not, well, we'll deal with that in a minute. Now, where am I going to be working? Haven't decided for sure yet. I want to keep the area here fairly open. Don't really have a lot of space here, but for some of the basic stuff that I want to do, this will probably do the trick. Now, I don't know whether you need direct line of sight with these sparks or not, so let's find out. If we pop that there, and we stick that on top of there, at the moment, nothing is happening. Now, let's see. That mana pool is definitely full. Nothing is going into that one. So let's have a quick look and see. If we change this into bind mode, and let's see if we right click on that. Aha. And it does appear that that is bound, so the question then is why is that not filling up? That's accepting mana. Now it's not actually filling up, and I'm not sure why. There's probably some Betania experts watching at the moment who are probably shaking their monitors and raging at the screen right now. So give me a sec and I'll do a quick double check and find out what I need, because unfortunately when it comes to the book, which is supposed to tell you everything, and maybe I'm just an idiot, but if we have a look at this, sparks, interesting, da 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 da. Now there's nothing. They accept mana. Now maybe I can't use a spark to transmit the mana from one pool to another, but I thought you could. It says place a spark on top and add another one on top of a block that can accept it, It will allow for the ladder to remotely access. Maybe it actually needs something other than a mana pool, and that might be the mistake that I'm making. But I will look into that and I'll get to the bottom of it, and my embarrassment can be shown off in the next episode. Now, finally, this thing here, the Ancient Teleporter. As I've mentioned before, Advent of Ascension is about exploration. And it's not just the main world that we're going to be exploring. In fact, that's only a very small part of this mod. This mod adds something like 18 or 19 dimensions to the game at the moment. And each of those, at the moment, it's not a good time for it to be night time. Anyway, let's just, not with that, just in case. I need to remember which square. This is an Ancient Teleporter blueprint. And apparently, if you right click it and you have the right amount of space, you get one of those. And let's see if I line this up well enough. Yes, but I did not quite realize that it was in fact too high. And it actually didn't go as deep as I thought it would. So let's just have a closer look at what we've got here. No, I've miscalculated. That whole thing should be back one. So I'm going to have to redesign the terrain around here now. That's terrible. So yes, what we have is an Ancient Teleporter. Let's just make ourselves a bit of a step to get up here. Right here is what is called the capstone. It always faces to the west. And if we have a look at this, it should have been, I thought, 11 blocks wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so I've got to allow a little bit of space, so I need to work out exactly how big this area is going to be, because there's going to be a lot of these. What we're going to do is we're going to have them in 2 rows heading down in that direction down there. And it's I've completely miscalculated that. That's frustrating because I really do want it to line up properly. I might have to literally take it apart and put it back together again, because I measured everything out, but it seems to have offset 1 forward and 1 in that direction. But if we have a quick count through here now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that would put 2 of them side by side, so I'm going to have to come out here. I want to leave a decent enough pathway down the middle, and I also want to see if I place it 1 block lower whether it will sink it into the ground. Not really sure. I will definitely experiment with that. So yeah, we're going to be taking up a pretty large chunk, and the reason we're doing that is because we have realm stones. Oh, hello. We also have a big ugly fellow who's here. Oh, and we have a visitor of the not so annoying kind. What have we got here? A naturalist. And he sells the berry seeds. Heart fruit, magic meringue, thorn plants for copper coins. Not sure what any of those ones do. Might have to look into that a little bit later. But for now, let's head back over here and grab ourselves a realm stone. Now, how this works is you make yourself up one of these portals. Now, you can just have the one portal. You don't need to have a bunch of them. But the thing is that the realm stones are a one-off. So if I want to change this portal to a different realm, I'm going to lose the realm stone that was in there. At least that's how I remember it working, and I could be wrong. So I want to have portals to all of the different realms at all times, which is why I'm going to make up a bunch of these. It's also why I'm going to shoot this zombie when he sticks his head around the corner. And these guys over here who are out playing in the dark, which they shouldn't be doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this realm stone in here. And I'm guessing you can hear that music because it's reasonably loud. That was the realm stone for Cleave, or Sleeve, I should say. I believe that's the correct way to pronounce it. And it looks like we've already got a few people that want to come. However, sorry to disappoint, but we won't be heading through this portal tonight. It's definitely going to be time to call this an episode, and I need to make some preparations. I also need to spend some time and get this area properly protected, so I'll be dealing with that as well. And in the next episode we will be heading over to the clown dimension to see what it holds in store for us. Anyway, thanks for joining me again. Look forward to seeing you all again in the next episode. Until then, take care of each other, everybody, and ciao for now.